What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Nick from Mining Office, as always, and today we're going to be finally looking at this graphics card. It's been sitting around for a while. I picked it up at a Best Buy drop, and it is the EVGA XC 3060. So this card, there seems to be a lot of these specific models on the market. I see them everywhere. Like every YouTuber seems to have some of these. Every Best Buy drop around here has them. So anyway, I was able to get my hands on one of these. This is the last GPU I actually have unopened. So obviously we're gonna try it out on Ravencoin. We'll try the Ethereum TRex 70% unlock, and we'll also try the dual mining on it in due time. So we'll do those three tests. But first, I just wanna jump over to a package that was sent to me by crypty.co. This is the second package I get sent out. So let's take a look what's in here, and I'll talk a bit more about it afterwards. Okay, that probably has some information on it. Has the contents and likely my address. So what is this? I have a bit of an idea of what was sent. So I'll just go through item by item like this. I think it'll be easiest. First one is a navy blue t-shirt with just the Bitcoin here. I like kind of subtle designs. So this one I really like. It's my first Bitcoin apparel item. So that's really cool. Next item is another Ravencoin shirt. This one I think is called the Flock design. Again, really, really nice. Next up, we have got a Cardano t-shirt. Let's take a look at this. So again, a nice light blue here with a dark blue Cardano. Very cool. And I think there's just one more thing in here, so let's get to it. Oh yeah, and another sweet Ravencoin hoodie. So I don't know if you guys can tell which crypto brand is my favorite. It's probably pretty obvious. But dang, I love these Ravencoin items. So really, really nice. Again, this is a hoodie. I'm always about those hoodies. And this one is gray versus the one I currently have on here. The black one with the big logo. Again, this one is a bit more subtle. And by the way, that's also where I'm getting all these stickers, is crypty.co. I actually have a discount code, so I'll put that down here. It's Mining Office 10. For anything on there. I do get a small kickback if you use the coupon code. So full disclaimer, I'm telling you guys. And we will be getting some Mining Office gear in the store soon. So I'll keep you guys updated about that. I'm gonna play a quick 20-second trailer. And without further ado afterwards, we'll get on to this 3060. So let's go, roll the clip. What's going on here? I swear, sooner or later, you're gonna get your tail caught in one of the mining rigs. Only then will you learn. Alrighty, so on to the GPU. Like I mentioned before, it's a 3060 with that 12 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. That means we'll be able to do the dual mining on this in theory. And if we look on the back of the card, there's no LHR on here because the 3060 was always designed to be an LHR card, even though the first version was only limited. So you really have to plug it in and look at the device ID to find out if it's a light hash rate card or a full hash rate card. But since I got this card recently at the last Best Buy drop for $622, by the way, Canadian dollars, most likely it's light hash rate because it was produced not that long ago. So let's just go for the one-handed, guys. Let's try it out. Let's see. Getting better at this, getting better at this. All right, is that fully cut or did I miss a spot? Okay, we got it. All right, so it's bubble wrapped in here. Let's shake this guy out carefully. Alrighty, so that's out of there. As usual, we get this little pamphlet here, installation guide, useless, toss that out of the way. And then we have the card here. So let's get to this. This is the fun part. All right, there's also some foam packaging in here. So I don't really think it's highly probable the card will get damaged in shipping. You have another little seal here, and then the anti-static bag on top of it. So here we have it, guys. Here's the card. It's a pretty small form factor. The XC is the entry-level EVGA model. So you can see it has a fair thickness, but in terms of length, it's quite small actually. I'll show you guys after in comparison to some other cards. The fans have these dimples on them, like all the 30 series EVGA cards. And if we look at the back I/O here, we have 3 DisplayPort outputs and 1 HDMI output. So pretty standard there. If you look here, we have the PX1, obviously, and on this side, it just says XC. We have a single 8-pin connector, so it's always nice on a 3060 to have a single 8-pin, a lot easier to manage. And the back plate, again, is pretty standard here. Looks like all my other EVGA cards, and there's no plastic on here. So actually, let us flip this guy around, get all the annoying plastic wrap off it. Geez, that's stuck in there. All right, let's also remove the sticker on the I/O here. And as usual, I'll do the fans after. I know somebody's gonna comment on it in the comments. I'll do them after. So I'll give you guys a few close-up shots here of the card. In my book, EVGA makes some of the nicest, if not the nicest, 30 series graphics cards in my opinion. So I've got really nothing bad to say about these. All my EVGA cards have performed really well. And the only thing I can really complain about is the thermal pads on my 3080. But let's be honest, I mean, all 30 series thermal pads on 3080s and above are pretty below standards, let's say. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Let's get this guy in the computer. I think I'm gonna put it in this one right here because I also have a Zotac 3060 in there, and that way I'll be able to record through OBS on my screen without losing hash rate. I just want to show you guys, number one, the size difference. So you can see here the EVGA card is quite a bit smaller than the 3060 Zotac card, even though I thought the Zotac card was pretty small at first, but this one's really small. And just a note on good practice, you see here I'm using 2 separate cables, and I'm running this off a 750 watt power supply in here, all right? So that should be more than enough for both of these 3060s without a problem. So now that we're set up, let's pop her on back here, and there we go. Let's get hashing. All right, so let's just check out Tech Power Up GPU-Z quickly. You'll notice the device ID is 2504. That means that this card is a light hash rate card. 2503 would designate the V1 limited version because this is a 3060. And you can also see that we got lucky and we got Samsung memory on this card. So really happy on that. And let's check out now how we're doing on Ravencoin. Okay, so here's my TRex miner on Ravencoin. My overclock settings right now, I have the memory maxed at 1500. The power limit is set at 80, giving me 135 watts. And my core clock is only at 50. Now you can see I have 2 rejected shares there. What I did is I let it run all night initially. However, in the morning when I got up, I was changing around settings and I didn't check my rejected shares. So I might have to decrease the memory to about 1400, we'll see. And what I did in the morning is I increased the core a bit, and it seems to actually add performance. So what I'm going to do is slightly tune the card, but for now we'll call it okay. So I'm getting about 24 mega hash. I mean, better performance than the Zotac card, getting an efficiency of 180 kilohash per watt. And yeah, the card is performing strong overall. I can't really complain too much. So it's pretty standard performance on Ravencoin. What I'll do afterwards is I'll update the Excel sheet we have, and we'll add in the price and all that, and compare our hash per dollar and our efficiencies for the cards. And yeah, so next thing we're going to try out is seeing how unlocked we can get this card. Guys, so now we're going to move on to TRex miner version 0.24.2, which is the latest. I just want to show you guys, look at the beginning here. I did not put any arguments in the batch file for LHR, okay? I just set memory, core, power limit, and fan, the classic 4, okay? And you can see here it auto detects it's an LHR card, and it says target hash rate for unlocker 36 mega hash, all right? So now I'll show it real time. You can see it's starting at LHR 71. We're getting 35.5 mega hash. And yeah, I have the power limit again set to 135. I can probably tune that down, to be honest, but I don't want to play with the overclocks while this LHR is running. So I'm going to let this run for a little while. Like I said, I won't let it go overnight or anything, unless I get really impressive results, like maybe if it stays around 35, 36. But I'll let it go for a bit. We'll check back. We'll see how it goes. And then we'll move on to the dual mining. So catch up with you guys in a bit. Well, it's been one Squid Games episode worth of time, and it seems like we stabilized at 70. I mean, again, it's only been an hour, so you know, take that with a grain of salt. But that's still pretty good output. We're consistently over 35. It bounces up between, well, here you go, 36.5 and 35. I never really see it go to 34. So what I think I'll do now is just try and tune the power limit to get it to that peak efficiency. And yeah, at the end, I'll plug it all into what to mine, and I'll see what's the best thing to mine. If Ethereum is more profitable than Ravencoin, I'll do it on this card. I don't mind. Alright guys, so I could only tune it down to about 110 watts. That's 65 power limit, okay, on percentage. I use the same overclocks as for Ravencoin, 50 on the core, 1500 on the memory. And yeah, it's stable around those same values. I maybe dropped half a mega hash on average. But you can see it boosted up my efficiency to between 315 and 325 kilohash per watt. So still not on those 3070 levels, but not bad, not bad. So let's check what to mine quickly before we get to the dual mining. All right, so I punched in some approximate numbers here on what to mine. Let me zoom in a little more for you guys. I punched in 35 mega hash on ETH at 110 watts. And on Kapow, which is Ravencoin, I plugged in 24.25 mega hash at 135 watts. If we calculate, you can see Ethereum comes up the winner, but not by very much, right? So they're pretty much neck and neck. I'm going to call it a tie between both. And it really depends on what you think is going to appreciate the most in the short, medium, or long term, whatever your holding term is, right? So yeah, cool to see that with the unlock now, we're up to that profitability, but I don't think you'll be able to get this on every single card. And here we are with the dual unlock from TRex Miner. Since the 3060 has 12 gigabytes of VRAM, I'm doing the Ravencoin plus Ethereum unlock. And on this card, I'm getting some pretty good results. So if you guys watched one of my previous videos where I tried this on my other 3060, I didn't get very good results. It was just constantly locking. What I found out is that it's super, super sensitive to the power limit, and you have to find the right power limit so it doesn't lock constantly. So I think maybe they should have added that to the release notes, that the power limit is super sensitive. It's a really critical point. Thank you to everybody in the comments who told that to me. It was helpful. But my results still weren't great, and I checked the profitability on the Zotac card. It wasn't as good as straight mining Raven. However, here, you guys can see, I'm getting consistently over 15.5 mega hash on both algorithms, and I'm just pulling 118 watts, all right? So I've been looking at this for a bit. Like I said, it's minimum 15.5 mega hash. You can see here on Ethermine, I'm getting the last call out 16 mega hash, and I also changed the call outs so that it's an average of a longer time. I think the parameter is -n for that if you're interested. So this readout should be more accurate than the default setting, all right? So yeah, let's jump over to what to mine, and I'll tell you guys what is the most profitable on this card. So I put in 15.5 mega hash for each algorithm. I think that's conservative, so we'll leave it as is. It's fair. And what I did is I split the 115 watts between both algorithms. Now, correct me if I'm making a mistake, but I think this is the correct thing to do. Or I could just put all the power on one algorithm and not the other, and it'll come out to the same thing. So I'm pretty sure that's right. And if we calculate, you guys will see that we're making $1.52 profits on Raven and $1.02 profits on Ethereum. So if we add these up, $2.54 of profit. All right, and if we compare that to the previous results, I still have them here, you'll see that our max return here was 235. So about 20 cents more than what I'm getting here if I was straight mining Ethereum or Ravencoin, which is not quite a 10% increase, but almost a 10% increase. So for the test, you know what? I think I might leave this card dual mining, and I'll check afterwards on Flypool and Ethermine respectively what the average hash rate this card is pushing, the 3060, and seeing if I'm getting any issues with invalid or stale shares. That's it for today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the comparison on this card. I'm really happy with the performance of the EVGA. It runs pretty cool. The Samsung memory seems to perform really well. I'm getting better performance in Ravencoin, Ethereum, and dual mining. So I have a theory that the memory type greatly affects the performance, especially for LHR cards, even more for LHR cards. But anyway, and yeah, consider subscribing to the channel. Drop a like on the video. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care and mine on, brothers.